Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to this special forum of the City Club of Cleveland. My name is Jan Roller and I am president of the club. It is the tradition of the City Club to host the mayor's annual State of the City address. And tradition means something at the City Club, where we will be celebrating our 100th anniversary in just 2 years. At the time of the club's founding, Cleveland was a boom town, reaping the benefits of industrialization and also struggling with its consequences. Cleveland needed an outlet, a forum, where these and other issues could be freely debated and discussed, and the City Club provided it. Cleveland's a very different place today, wrestling with deindustrialization and with the need to reinvent its economy in a regional context and on a global playing field. These and all other matters of importance to our lives still require robust dialogue and debate. The City Club continues to provide it. The Mayor's State of the City address provides an especially important opportunity to take stock and to consider the future of our community. This is Mayor Frank Jackson's 5th such address. In the past year, he balanced the budget during extremely difficult economic times. He organized a sustainability summit that he hopes has launched us on a path to leadership in the emerging green economy. He lent his backing to a plan to transform the Cleveland Municipal School District, despite the difficult choices involved. And along the way, Cleveland has been labeled the pinnacle of misery and then praised for accelerating innovation in alternative energy, and both of these from the same publication. So where does this leave us? What does all this mean for our future? What is the state of Cleveland from the point of view of the man in charge? For the answers, I'm pleased to present Cleveland's 56th mayor, the Honorable Frank Jackson.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the introduction, and I want to also thank the City Club for hosting this event again this year, and to the Council President Sweeney and all the members of council, my cabinet, all the other elected officials, the clergy, and all of you who've come here today. Thanks for coming. For the past 4 years, I've worked to position Cleveland and the region to take advantage of opportunities that can improve quality of life in our neighborhoods, improve our economy, and position Cleveland for a future and to better educate our children. At the same time, we have seen global recession, business failures, residential and commercial foreclosure, an increase in unemployment, and an increase in the need of government to provide service with less revenue. The world that we live in today is in a change, and the change is rapidly. The demographics of who is impoverished, unemployed, and undereducated has expanded, and the social and economic impact of a down economy has spread from urban center to suburban communities. 2010 will be a pivotal year in Cleveland's history. The work that I've done over the last 4 years and the decisions I've made and the actions that I've taken has positioned us as a city for this moment in time, a time to build on the foundation that has been laid over the last 4 years, a time to continue the action of decision-making that will have and will make us and create for us a sustainable future, will help us have certainty in our future and direct our future, a time to set our priorities so that we can change and will change how we operate in order to benefit our economy, our community, and our children. Now, it will not be easy, but the decisions that I make today and as we as a community make will ensure our social and economic future not only tomorrow, but for decades to come. If we come together in this pivotal time, the changes we bring about will be well worth the work that we put in. As President John F. Kennedy once said, there are risks and costs to a program of action, but they are far less than the long-range risk and costs of comfortable inaction. Now, there's never been a better time for change economically, socially, and politically. The United States and the world are experiencing the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. This crisis began in the real estate market and quickly spread throughout our economy. Interbank lending was disrupted and financial activities froze. And in 2008, the demise of Bear Stearns, IndyMac Bank, and Lehman Brothers escalated the panic beyond Wall Street to Main Street and throughout the world. The International Monetary Fund estimated that large U.S. banks and European banks have lost over $1 trillion on toxic assets and bad loans from January 07 to September 09. Some American large companies have filed for bankruptcy. Once small and medium-sized businesses throughout our country have failed, and the credit market and the economy has froze. The drastic change in the global financial and economic systems has created the volatility and uncertainty that we are in today. The loss of jobs and the closing of businesses have resulted in less revenues for local government and has created budget deficits. Our local economy and our local governments, of course, are not exempt from the current recession. The economic downturn has had a significant impact on the City of Cleveland's operating budget for the last 2 years. The city ended 2009 with a balanced budget, no layoffs, and no service reductions. This, however, required the use of a large portion of our carryover balance. Municipalities across the country have been cutting service and laying off staff since 2008. Now, our ability in managing the budget crisis through 2009 is the result of 4 years of taking a proactive approach. In 2006, we began with a 5-year budget projection. At that time, we anticipated a deficit in 2010. In an attempt to avoid that deficit, in 2010 and each preceding year, we instituted a 3% reduction in operating costs in 2006 that we used to carry over each year. We formed an Operation Efficiency Task Force in Clean Cleveland to promote efficiency and the sharing of resources. We mandated energy conservation and a reduction of fuel use. We instituted overtime management and implemented a citywide hiring freeze except for critical positions. And we enforced a reduction in the purchase of supplies and materials and restricted travel to required educational certification or necessary job activities. However, the depth and the duration of the economic crisis has had impact on our 2010 operating budget more than we anticipated. In 2009, the City of Cleveland lost $24 million in income tax. Now, that's the equivalent of a payroll of $1.2 billion. This loss, along with other lost revenues, resulted in a budget deficit for 2010. To help address the budget gap, I commissioned a management and efficiency study in early 2009. In the fourth quarter of last year, the report we received, and it contained 175 recommendations on how to increase cost savings, increase revenues, and increase efficiency. We acted immediately on a few of these recommendations, and that including a fee to help us recover some of the costs in waste collection. These measures, along with employee-approved furlough days and a reduction in employees' benefits and minimum layoffs, has helped us balance the 2010 budget. Now, 2010 will be fiscally challenging, but we will maintain a balanced budget. My goal is to do it in a way that protects necessary staffing levels and continues the delivery of quality service throughout the City of Cleveland. Delivery of quality service is a priority of mine, even during this economic turmoil. Despite falling revenues, the City of Cleveland has been able to increase service over the last 4 years. And here are a few of the examples.